Hello, my name is Krita Ayers, and this is SPCE619 Section 807 with Dr. Diana Wilson on September 8th of 2024. Right. Right. Behavioral analysts take ownership for their actions by following through on work commitments and correcting errors when they cannot be met by doing what is in the best interest of their client and relevant parties. Accountability. Right, behavioral analysts do not engage in behavior that is harassing or non-hostile towards others. Non-harassment. Behavioral analysts outline the circumstances for discontinuing services in their service agreement, considering various factors, and provide a written discontinuation plan, reviewing the plan. Appropriate discontinuing of service. Right. Time. Right. The professional activities a behavioral analyst can constantly perform with primacy, scope of practice. Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, federal law that protects the privacy of students' education, records and gives parents and eligible students certain rights. The FERPA. Behavioral analysts discuss limits of behavioral analysts discuss limits of confidentiality at the beginning of their professional relationships and when information disclosures are required. Limiting confidentiality. Limit of behavioral analysts refrain from discrimination and act equitably towards all cultures and pass. Seminal book chapters describing the acceptable treatment environment for individuals with developmental disabilities. Pass. Behavioral analysts do not make public statements that are false, deceptive, misleading, exaggerated, or fraudulent. Behavioral analysts make reasonable efforts to prevent others, employers, marketers, clients, stakeholders from making deceptive statements concerning their professional activities or products. If behavioral analysts learn of such statements, they make reasonable efforts to correct them. Behavioral analysts document all actions taken in this circumstance and eventual outcomes. Deceptive statements. Behavioral analysts refrain from misusing their power or authority to coerce or exploit individuals under their supervision or evaluation. Pass. Behavioral analysts reflect on their personal biases and challenges so they do not interfere with their work. Awareness of personal bias and challenges. Clients have the right to a therapeutic environment, services whose overriding goal is personal welfare, treatment by a competent behavioral analyst, programs that teach functional skills, behavioral assessments, and ongoing evaluation, the least restrictive and most effective treatment procedures available. Pass. Client rights. Right. Behavioral analysts must stay culturally responsive by engaging in professional development that challenges their own biases and meets the unique needs of their clients. Cultural responsiveness and diversity. Behavioral analysts actively support and educate clients and stakeholders regarding evidence-based assessments and behavioral change interventions. Advocate for appropriate services. Behavioral analysts provide accurate reporting for bills, invoices, requests for reimbursement, and receipts, and correct information when it is incorrect by informing all parties. Correct billing and reporting. Accuracy in service billing and reporting. Okay. Behavioral analysts maintain a commitment to integrity by refraining from data fabrication or result falsification in their research, publications, and presentations. Pass. Behavioral analysts give credit to the appropriate people for their work, and principal authorizationships reflect contributions. Pass. Appropriate credit. An expression or demonstration of disapproval or unwillingness to participate that includes change in behavior emitted by the client and is maintained by adverse control may include a vocal response or more suitable behaviors such as a grimace or disagreement from a task. Assent withdrawal. Behavioral analysts ensure that they only accept clients whose requested services align with their recognized experience and available resources, and if they accept clients outside of their scope, they engage in necessary discussions and document their actions and outcomes. Pass. Behavioral analysts make efforts to have a plan in place to ensure the supervisee will receive continuity of supervision in the event of termination, correctly discontinuing services, appropriately terminating services. Behavioral analysts must act truthfully and provide accurate information, being truthful and incompatible between a behavioral analyst, private and professional interest resulting in a risk or potential risk to services provided to or the professional relationship with a client, stakeholder, supervisee, trainee, or research participant may result in a situation in which personal, financial, or professional considerations have the potential to influence or compromise professional judgment and the delivery of behavioral services, research, consultation, supervision, training, or any other professional activities. Pass. Okay. 4 foundational ethical principles that all behavioral analysts should exemplify: benefit others and do no harm, treat others with compassion, dignity, and respect, behave with integrity, ensure competence. Foundational principles. An individual appointed by the course to represent the interest of a minor child on legal proceedings such as custody. Pass. Behavioral analysts should avoid multiple relationships which occur when a BCBA simultaneously has a behavioral analytic and non-behavioral analytic relationship with a client should be avoided to the extent possible due to increased risk of a conflict of interest. Door relationships, multiple relationships. Okay. Behavioral analysts differentiate and clearly label non-behavioral services from their behavioral service, including a disclaimer stating that non-behavioral interventions are not covered by their BCBA certification. Pass. A behavioral analyst includes steps and goals for transitioning their clients to other professionals in their service agreements and take appropriate steps to collaborate with the other professional if the client transitions. Pass. The ability of a client to understand the risks, benefits of a particular treatment, including the option of no treatment. Informed consent? No. Behavioral analysts only share confidential information about clients, stakeholders, services, trainees, or research participants when informed consent is obtained, when attempting to protect the client or others from harm, when attempting to resolve contractual issues, when attempting to prevent a crime that is reasonably likely to cause physical, mental, or financial harm to another, or when compelled to do so by law or court order. When behavior analysts are authorized to discuss confidential information with a third party, they only share information critical to the purpose of the communication. Pass. There are ethical considerations about some practices within ABA, such as the use of adverse techniques, punishment-based procedures, and the potential for coercion. Critics argue that these participants may be harmful and violate the principles of respect and dignity. Pass. Ethical considerations.